In this case study about cultureamp, we introduce how the company applied the concepts from the StartupDNA Method to transform employee surveys into insights, actions, and continuous feedback loops. Using anti-patterns, moats, product strategy, manager experience, marketing alignment, and HR-led distribution as the backbone of its approach. cultureamp didn't invent surveys. It made employee feedback actionable. Instead of leaving teams with raw data and guesswork, it turns responses into clear insights managers can use immediately. By shifting from annual surveys to ongoing feedback cycles, it helps companies build trust, act faster, and turn culture into a real driver of performance. Companies collect feedback through structured surveys, but without interpretation, those responses often sit as raw data that no one knows how to act on. cultureamp turns that structure into something useful, transforming scattered inputs into clear insights, benchmarks, and guidance managers can apply immediately. It's the difference between collecting feedback and actually using it. cultureamp turns responses into meaningful insights by translating scattered employee feedback into clear patterns leaders can act on. Instead of leaving teams with raw data, the platform highlights what matters most, why it matters, and where action will have the biggest impact, turning feedback into real organizational improvement. Managers receive guidance on how to act on feedback. cultureamp doesn't just surface issues. It shows managers where to focus, why it matters, and which actions create the biggest lift. Instead of leaving leaders to interpret complex data alone, it translates insights into clear, practical steps. The result is faster action, better conversations, and teams that feel genuinely heard. Once-a-year feedback is too slow to be useful. By the time results arrive, the context has changed, the issues have shifted, the opportunity to act has already passed. cultureamp replaces this lag with ongoing feedback cycles that surface signals in real time, helping managers respond while it still matters. Faster loops mean better decisions, stronger teams, and a culture that keeps improving. Employees disengage when feedback isn't acted upon. When people take the time to share their experience and nothing changes, trust erodes and participation drops. cultureamp closes that gap by turning feedback into clear priorities and next steps, showing employees their voice leads to action. When teams see follow-through, engagement rises and the culture strengthens. Raw survey data without interpretation creates confusion. Managers see numbers but not meaning, trends but not priorities. cultureamp closes that gap by translating scattered responses into clear patterns, benchmarks, and recommended actions. Instead of drowning in data, leaders get a focused narrative they can act on, turning noise into direction and feedback into progress. cultureamp compares company results with industry benchmarks. It shows leaders how their scores stack up against similar organizations, highlighting where they're ahead, where they're behind, where the biggest opportunities for improvement sit. Benchmarks turn isolated numbers into context, helping managers understand what good looks like and which actions will create the most meaningful lift. Feedback becomes part of ongoing performance and culture systems. Instead of treating surveys as isolated events, cultureamp weaves insights into workflows. Signals from employees feed into coaching, goal setting, and development conversations, creating a continuous loop. Over time, feedback stops being a moment in the year and becomes a habit that strengthens culture and performance together. Handling employee data builds long-term trust and dependence. When employees see their information treated with care, transparency, and respect, they're more willing to share honest feedback. cultureamp reinforces that trust by protecting data, limiting access, and turning insights into meaningful action. Over time, that reliability becomes part of the culture, a foundation teams can count on. It's a shift from annual surveys to ongoing feedback cycles. Instead of waiting a full year to understand how teams are feeling, cultureamp builds a continuous loop for quick feedback and actions. This rhythm keeps insights fresh, issues visible, and improvements timely, turning culture from a yearly checkpoint into an always-on system that actually moves the organization forward. Managers get simple, actionable insights instead of raw data. cultureamp turns complex survey data into clear priorities that show leaders exactly where to focus and why it matters. Instead of sifting through spreadsheets or guessing at root causes, managers receive guidance they can apply immediately. The result is faster action, better decisions, and teams that feel genuinely supported. cultureamp positions culture as a driver of business success. Instead of treating culture as something soft or secondary, it shows leaders how engagement, trust, and team experience directly influence performance, retention, and growth. By turning employee feedback into clear insights and actions, cultureamp converts feedback into actions that improve performance and build lasting strength. HR teams introduce the platform, then it spreads across the organization. Once leaders see how easily cultureamp turns feedback into clarity and action, adoption moves beyond HR and into every team. Managers start using insights to guide conversations, improve performance, and strengthen culture. Over time, the platform embeds into daily rhythms, shaping how the company listens and learns. In this case study about cultureamp, we explored how the company applied the concepts from the StartupDNA Method and made employee surveys evolve into insights, actions, and continuous feedback loops. From diagnosing anti-patterns to building moats, shaping product strategy, refining manager experience, aligning marketing, and driving HR-led distribution. To learn more, visit startupdna.shop.